Welcome back, everyone. I'm Matt, he's Andy.
Actually, you're Andy and I'm Matt.
What are we doing again? Squads?
Yeah, squads.
Matt and Andy with?
Andy and Matt.
Welcome back to another episode of Matt and Andy with Andy and Matt. Per the usual, I'm Matt, that's Andy, and this is our show.
I'm actually Matt, but go on.
Why can't I be Matt just one time?
You really want to be Matt?
No. I had to really think about it for a second. Like, do I want to be Matt? Mm-mm. You know why?
No, but I bet you're going to tell me.
Well, it's not mean.
Okay.
I just love Alex too much.
Oh,
Damn,
okay.
Tyler. How did your whole hip not just pop out? I haven't seen you move like that since the 60s.
You were around in the 60s?
60s degrees.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not to me, but
No, that's fine. Man, you're doing work, Tyler. That was work.
yeah, that was interesting.
I kind of feel like we should have just had him just like walk around before all this started instead of doing that. That was like American Ninja Warrior.
He made it.
Seriously, I'm impressed. Did you win the gold medal? Yeah, like seriously, everybody in this room, please clap for that man. His ass too is just as fat as mine, and he knocked nothing over. Balance, like the center of balance is his butthole, just like me. You can't get knocked over. That's core strength.
Really?
Yeah, core of your ass. Got your grape in there.
What?
What?
Why are you telling me this?
I don't know. Why not? Matt, we're going to put that on your FetLife.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. All right. So just to get it out of the way, thanks for coming in wherever you're listening, whether that's Spotify, Apple iTunes, a record player, a haunted radio,
YouTube?
a goat,
A goat? How are they going to listen to us on a goat?
aux cord.
It's it's funny if you put one of those Bluetooth speakers on a goat, then yeah, you could listen to us on a goat.
Yeah. I mean, literally on a goat. If you're sitting on a goat and you turn on the radio, you are also still listening to us on a goat. But whatever farm animal you choose to listen to us on, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, tell your grandmother, tell the prostitute, not try the prostitute, right?
If you want.
Well, the first time I said try the prostitute, everybody gave me a fucking hard time.
You know what? Because that wasn't what you were supposed to say.
Well, obviously. So try, tell, whatever. Get the word out there. Don't just tell them about this podcast. Matt, tell them to tell their friends about your other podcast.
Oh, you mean let's try something new?
Yes.
Where I throw up sometimes.
A lot.
Not a lot.
That last one the one that you did with the papaya salad thing, that was a doozy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that should have had a spit bag from the get-go.
It should have, and we didn't think ahead.
No.
But it was comedic.
Puke is a charming look for you. You really pull it off.
Thank you.
It's a new summer fashion.
No, it's not. Don't lie to me.
You can also go watch The Gas Station, which is just trapping cannabis, Circle K, T-Money, white T-shirt. Occasionally there's some electronic device on there. Whether it's a switch or a vibrator, I don't know.
Weren't we on that show once or twice? Like he did a guest thing that brought us on there.
Yeah, I forgot who was on there, so I guess they'll just have to go listen to that episode to find out.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds right.
Marketing. Well,
speaking of the rest of our crew.
Speaking of our squad.
Yes. I guess you could call them a squad.
Tell them what the topic of today's show is, man.
We're actually talking about intricate or awesomely working squads or groups in anime. What?
Units.
I
just wanted to say unit.
G-Unit.
Yeah. Gucci unit.
Anyway.
Sorry you're not down with that bop, man.
I'm not hip.
No. You have hips, but they don't really do anything.
They don't lie.
They support you. Yeah, no, because your face gives it away and they know better at this point. There's no way to fake the rhythm you don't have. So squads. Why don't you give us a couple of examples?
Well, are we just gonna stick with anime, or do we want to mention gaming?
Listen, dude, we never really stick in one exact thing. Our wheelhouse is stuff that didn't get us laid until like our mid-20s. That's our wheelhouse. So if it's scared away young women, that's what it's about. So anywhere from Halo to Dungeons and Dragons to that anime that you don't want your parents to walk in on you watching in the den when you thought no one was home and your pants are not on.
DxD.
If that's the one you were watching, man. I wasn't there.
Okay. If we're just gonna pick what?
I don't want to see you with your dick out.
If we're just gonna pick squads, I'm gonna start with Star's team from Resident Evil. Why not?
You were gonna start there. Why not? Yeah, let's fucking run it. Star's team from Resident Evil.
It was kind of bad how Bravo team mostly died horrifically.
Bravo team. They should have been an Alpha team when they would have lived. Who's in the Stars? Because I know we got Chris Redfield and we got Jill Valentine. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, in Alpha Team, the people where you play as, there's those two. But there's also Barry Burton.
I was about to say I know Barry as well.
There's Wesker.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't
Albert
always
Wesker.
a baddie.
Well, he's the douche that wears sunglasses at night.
Yeah, because he has a coke problem and then he has a T-virus problem.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Do you think he still has a coke problem?
He always, once you have a coke problem, you always have a coke problem.
I guess so. Even after they melted him in lava in Resident Evil 5, the only one I actually played.
In Zero, you find out all the things that happened to Bravo team. They were doomed from the start.
Of course, they're Bravo team.
Well, their helicopter was sabotaged. They were attacked by all manner of virus-infected creature, like animals.
Oh.
Like there was giant centipedes, giant spiders.
What?
There was slugs. Like, actually, they were leeches. I'm sorry.
The Dobermans from the movie, were they there? Those things fucking scared me.
Oh, the zombie dogs. Yeah,
I hate those things. I don't like in the reality where like animals can get zombified. I like the reality where it's just people. Because like, dog, imagine like a zombie tiger. Nah. I'm gonna shoot myself in the fucking head.
Oh man!
Ain't no way I'm fighting a zombie tiger.
What about a zombie spider?
Like little spider?
No.
No. I kind of want to die just thinking that could be a thing. Also, actually, so without it being the T-virus or something terrible, my favorite thing to know is that giant spiders can physically never happen. And that is something that helps me sleep at night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw everyone's attention to the Japanese spider crab with a wingspan between 9 feet.
Wingspan? It's underwater.
Arm span.
You said wingspan.
I know.
It doesn't fly. Oh God. It doesn't fly.
It has a reach. Its legs are from 9 feet to 14 feet. The tip of one leg to the other.
That means it could be maximum 28 feet across with a big crab body.
No, that's like both
like
of its
from
legs
one
together.
end to one. Oh, that's
like
still too much.
Yeah, that's 9 feet, like from this side to this side.
I meant more like 8-legged freaks, giant spiders.
Yes, that's scary as well.
Well, but the thing is, the science behind it is that physically, like, couldn't happen because they don't have like
enough
lungs.
oxygen in this atmosphere.
Yeah, they breathe through their exoskeleton, and their carapace would get too like hard, and they wouldn't be able to breathe, and they would just suffocate. Because spiders are just big nerds.
So all they really need is more oxygen in the atmosphere.
They have no. They would need to like morph their skin.
They would need a weaker carapace.
Essentially, which would kind of defeat the purpose of them getting bigger.
Not really.
Yeah, because they're breaking like Fabergé eggs.
That's why they would use things like webs and traps and like probably they're still ambush predators.
I mean, dude, I get that, but like also something you could kill with like a tennis racket that's like the size of a car is like somewhat less threatening than like something you couldn't.
Fair enough.
You shoot it with a BB gun and it dies, like meh.
I don't know.
That's like Tutorial Island spawn that you kill with a stick. You just go bonk and then it dies.
I see.
Yeah. But this is not what we're talking about at all.
No, but we do this as you mentioned in a recent episode.
Our specialty is tangents, not tangerines.
I don't like tangerines.
You don't like fruit,
but I do like squads.
Yeah.
But I brought one up. Why don't you go for one this time?
All right, you did a video game. I'll do anime. Let's talk about ninja squads.
Oh, you bringing back Naruto?
I do, don't I? Try to do, yeah, the shirt. That's the point, you know. I try to do that like constantly. So yeah, Naruto squads. Believe it.
Which squad was your favorite?
That is my Nindo. My ninja way. That's the bio. So yeah, ninja squads. There's like 800 of them. Most of them are completely fucking useless. But we'll focus on like the main ones. So we got Squad 7. That's Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. That's like 2/3 garbage. But you know what? Actually, no, I'm not even gonna say that. I don't dislike Sakura. She's very competent. She's an insanely good medical ninja, and she also punches holes through fucking mountains.
Not until like the second.
Yeah, but they're all kind of useless except for Sasuke until the second season, like a series. Naruto knows like 3 jutsu.
But they were effective.
Not all the time.
They kept him from dying.
Kurama kept him from dying. Most of the time that little idiot would run out his chakra, pass out, and then Red Fox Demon Monster would be like, I ain't letting this baby die. I'm in here. And then he would take care of it. Ninetales Cloak, terrifying. Absolutely. But banger of a team. Do you have a favorite team? Yeah, I know you have a favorite ninja team.
I do have a favorite ninja team. My favorite ninja team is Inoshikacho.
That's a good team.
It really is.
They're so like, I like how too like they all kind of like oh my god, Choji and Shikamaru are like kind of annoyed by Ino all the time, and she hates both of them, but they just work together so well.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of their jutsus.
Yeah, very complementary.
Their parents did work together too.
I think that's the point too. The clans have been close, so like they're like, hey, our shit works together. We're all support ninjas.
Kind of, yeah. Well, like, I don't know about Choji.
Do you know Choji's?
I feel like he could handle his own on the front lines.
I mean, his dad did.
Yeah,
and you didn't in the Great Ninja War. I know you haven't seen it yet, but his dad just fucking smacks the shit out of everything. I mean, expansion jutsu is a very combat-based jutsu, but also too, it's really bulky, and ninjas are usually like pretty quick, and like, ooh, look, pew, I'm a log, you know.
Which is why it's the perfect weapon for fighting a ninja. Oh hey, my arm is suddenly the size of a car.
Whap, yeah. My favorite team is the Akatsuki.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, I love them. I love those guys.
Okay.
Because they, you know, it's like they all have their reasons for being like assholes, right? But they all just have such cool jutsus.
They did. They had really cool jutsus.
Do you have a favorite? Because I don't know how much you know because you haven't seen like the second series. Yeah.
I really liked the dude with mouths in his hands.
My art is an explosion. Blah!
Pretty much, yeah.
I love that idiot. No, he's great. That's one of my favorites. He's a fucking retard and he's great. Itachi's my favorite, Avi. Every time I think about him, I get sad now. But my favorite thing about him was like every jutsu has a weakness, you little shit. And he's like, no, it doesn't. He's like, this jutsu's weakness is me being alive. And then he's just like, I already broke it. I broke it before I even woke up, asshole. Because he's like the ultimate genjutsu ninja. So he's just like, fuck everything.
Pretty much.
Sometimes I'm like, is Naruto even real? Did we all get caught in that? Like, what happened actually? Nothing? Because anytime Itachi's in an episode, it's like, oh, you thought this thing was this thing that I showed you was a thing, but you thought you got out of the thing that was a thing? Nah, it's still the first thing.
No, it's not a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Horrifying. And he just like, meh, crows. One hand, crows. Aye. But I really liked, God, what was his name? Damn. The Kakazu. The guy who had like a bunch of like souls. He was basically a cat. Oh man. Yeah, he was basically a cat. He had a couple lives in there and you had to kill him multiple times. Because they knocked him once and they were like, why didn't he die? And then a mask broke and they're like, God damn it, we can't. I watched
that fight with you, didn't I?
Yeah, because I showed it to you.
Yeah, that was like, didn't Kakashi killed one of them with the lightning blade?
Yeah, and then Ina
Shikamaru actually convinced the guy he was fighting to kill another one.
Yeah, he also lit Asuma Sensei's ghost blunt.
Which was awesome.
And then Naruto's like, I learned a new thing. And then just melted the guy.
It worked?
Yeah, the Rasen Shuriken was like the coolest thing for the longest time because it's like, oh God, we finally got something new. instead of Rasengan that he can't even do by himself. Like, Naruto is such a piss poor ninja, he just doesn't stop. You know, if he didn't have talking no jutsu, he'd be dead.
You know, a lot of people say that the easiest way, the best and simplest way to beat him would just tell him you have a sad backstory and he wouldn't want to fight you.
Just shoot him before he starts talking. Just gun. I've never seen a ninja with a gun. Why?
Because guns aren't ninja weapons usually.
Do you not know about gun kata?
I know that I've never seen a ninja use a gun.
Have you ever seen John Wick?
No.
Fuck that. Have you ever seen Equilibrium?
Have you ever seen Equilibrium?
No.
Okay, go watch both of those movies, and then we're going to talk about that on the next episode of the podcast.
I don't want to talk about that on the next episode.
Too bad. That's what we're doing. You
Okay.
can play on the next couple ones.
I'm actually gonna bring up another squad now.
Please do.
Because although Naruto was rich with the squads, so was another show that I
Squads.
watched, and that's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
Team Urameshi. They Kurama, Yusuke, Hiei, and Kuwabara. They were
You forgot about the witch.
the witch.
Yeah.
The witch.
The blue-haired witch.
What was her name?
I don't know. That's why I'm not saying her name.
The blue-haired witch you speak of is either Botan, which was the Grim Reaper in this in
the one
in this
who like
sense.
was like, "Hey, young Asian child, you are now a spirit detective, and I have blue hair and fly around on a red broom."
Well, to be honest, that was Koenma that caused that granted that promotion. But Botan was the person who originally the blue-haired person that flies around on the Yor that you're talking
one.
about.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, Kuwabara fell in love with this other blue-haired chick that was kind of really big in the series for a little while too.
I honestly don't remember like most of that series because I watched it when I was like in 2001 and it's 2021.
I actually have it on DVD because I like this show so much.
Well, good for you. I don't have a DVD player because
her
it's
name was
2021. Cool.
Okay.
Continue to tell me about why this team is badass.
This team was badass, not because well, I guess you could say they fought as a team. A lot of the fights in this show were one-on-one, though.
Yeah, like tournament.
Yeah, like the tournaments. So instead of like helping each other directly in battle, it was more of a picking up the weight and covering what you possibly could, like filling in the slack for whenever another teammate fell. And they did it great. Like through the whole series, they carried each other perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can vaguely remember, I remember them being a pretty A team.
They were. They did great.
I'm going to jump one step up from team.
Okay.
I'm going to jump up to unit.
Unit.
Survey Corps.
Okay.
Those crazy motherfuckers.
From Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely insane, all of them.
Yeah. I would not want to be a part of them.
My favorite thing about them was they always had like really oddball like characters like Hanji, who was like way too into Titans.
Yes.
She was like the core scientist, and they captured two and she named them and treated them like pets.
Yes, I remember that part.
Yeah. I also like that the most devastating guy in the entire thing was like a 5'4" little man who was obsessed with cleanliness, but could kill anything that was in front of him. No problem.
Levi?
Levi Ackerman, just dead.
Yeah, he pulls this Sonic the Hedgehog move and like rolls into a ball of blade.
You gotta
blade
get
death
that
a couple times.
torque.
Yeah, I get that, but
Because you got to remember, cutting through that nape, it's crystallized.
Not every time.
Well, the way that the nape is in the back of the neck, it's like hardened. It's harder than like the rest of the body. It may not be like completely crystallized, but it is hardened even on the average Titan. So like sometimes like that's why you'll see those like little idiots who just joined the Survey Corps. They go out for the first time and they only go like peep. I missed it, and then it goes. And they don't make it.
Yeah,
you really gotta get in there.
The first time they fight the Titans is just so horrifying to watch because so many of them are just
Smush. Smooshy.
eaten.
Very smooshy.
Ugh, gross.
I do have to say, so like I like a lot of the characters outside of the main characters in that story who are part of the Survey Corps, because like Aaron's a little asshole, and he causes a headache for fucking everybody because he's just an angsty little man.
He is,
And
but,
then-
but you would be too.
I mean,
I would be.
I don't know, man. You know, like, I'd be a little pissy, but, like, honestly, just the shit he does is just dumb as hell. And then he's got, like, the most deadly woman in the entire world simping after him, and he pays her no mind. That poor baby. She's just like, please
That's
love
awful.
me. And he's just like,
He does. Let's not nothing for nothing, as our producer would say,
or something for something.
Let's not disregard the weight of what he has to go through during this.
I mean, he gets to be a fucking titan. Like, yeah, his lifespan has been shortened, but, like, he's not the only one who saw his mom get eaten, okay?
No, he's not. But how many of them are eaten by titans and live? Can you
couple.
imagine? Can you imagine? Exactly, a couple.
A couple, the captain.
There's got to be some kind of horrifying ramifications mentally of being eaten alive and then living
Well, no,
through
if you
it.
go in there, you're dead. But, like, sometimes, like, you'll lose an arm or a leg and someone will come snatch you. But, like, if you go, you don't come out. You know, you're in there. You ain't going nowhere. They swallowed you? Yeah, you're done. Unless you could turn into a titan, which he did.
Yeah,
He was like, nah, I ain't doing this.
he saved Armin.
He saved a lot of people, but he also caused a lot
But I mean,
of
Armin
chaos.
was in the mouth of one when he
know.
took him out.
I know, and then he got eaten, and he's like, no, bwap.
It's too bad.
Yeah, no, man. But I mean, I like that. They just like he always gets captured or some stupid thing happens, and they always go rescue him, and that's just what a squad is. You got to save that one lovable dumbass.
Oh my god, am I that guy?
Yeah, but like in a different way.
In a different way.
You're not like causing the problem. Like you're not like Sasuke running away from the village or Eren being a dipshit or whatever. You're just like. You have like the worst luck in the world. So like, you know, if you were on like a war field and like you were just standing there trying to figure out a plan, a grenade would roll against your foot. And you wouldn't have the instinct to just boot it. You'd be like, and then someone would have to.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then I'd be blown to bits.
No, man. See, there's probably like 10 other people around you. So one of us will get you.
Oh, awesome.
Because we're just so used to it, you know? Like you just attract it. We gotta put you in a box. Keep you safe.
I don't want to be put in a box.
Yeah, well, nobody likes to be putting baby in a corner either, but talk to me about another squad. I know you got something in there.
About another squad.
Yeah.
I do have one in mind, but don't make fun of me for bringing this up.
You know, I don't think you should precursor not wanting to get made fun of by telling me not to do it. Because now, even if I wasn't going to, kind of want to now, for the sake of comedy.
The Sailor Scouts.
Why would I make fun of you? Sailor Moon's a badass. If you would have been like, aha, Sailor Scouts and Tuxedo Mask, I would have been like, you're a fucking idiot. That guy does nothing. He just shows up and then goes, haha, and they're like, you did nothing. And he goes, goodbye. Throws a rose.
He inspires them.
Inspires shit. He shows up after everything's over.
And does really nothing.
And he's a dumbass 17-year-old. Why does he know how to throw roses like that?
He had to do something.
What's your favorite part about the Sailor Scouts? Is it the magical girl transformation?
I honestly think it's the diversity of all the elements.
I was
that they
about to say,
use.
they're all Asian.
No.
They're
no.
all young, white, Asian schoolgirls. Where's the diversity?
I think one of them was American, actually.
Yeah, but they were all Caucasian.
And specifically, I think Rey, the
Star
Mars,
Wars?
the Mars
Rey Star
one,
Wars?
was she wasn't just Asian, she was specifically Japanese because she had a shrine that she went to.
In an anime. That's so diverse.
Isn't it?
Yes.
None of the other ones had one.
All right, we're gonna have to after this. I'm gonna Wikipedia the definition of that word for you, and then we're gonna come back and talk about this again.
Which
another
word?
Time. Diversity.
Diversity?
Yeah.
Well, I meant the diversity of their attacks, but okay.
Yes. Tell me about the diversity of their attacks.
Well, it was really strange because Sailor Moon would just throw costume jewelry at people and it would work. But like Mars would use fire attacks and Jupiter would use lightning, and I don't know how that maybe there's lightning storms on Jupiter. I'm not really sure how that works.
You don't know enough about other planets to really get into it.
I feel like there's I know there's storms that happen on Jupiter because it's a gigantic planet that's filled with all kinds of chaotic bullshit swirling around in it, but Like, fire would make sense for Mars, I guess, because it's a desolate planet
There's
filled
no
with
oxygen
only.
there.
There's ice.
Yeah, but there's no oxygen. You need oxygen for combustion. So it doesn't make any sense.
It does.
Not. There's no fire on Mars.
There is oxygen there.
Then why is there no fire?
Why is there no fire? Because it's locked in the ice.
All right, so I guess there's no available oxygen.
Well, so you go from saying there's no oxygen to saying there's no available
Hey man, I just
oxygen.
learned a new fact about oxygen on Mars, so I had to alter my statement. Yes, that's called learning.
No, it's called changing your story.
Yeah,
to
that's
not sound like you're
adaptation.
full of shit.
It's adapting.
Of course.
I didn't know there was ice on Mars. I didn't know there was
You
air
didn't know
stuck
about
in
the
the
ice caps?
Dude, I don't pay attention to anything.
Of course not.
Yeah, there's enough going on. I get confused and then overwhelmed, and I got to take a nap all the time. You know how hard it is to sleep off confusion?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's all the time. I just wake up and I'm like, shit.
Okay, well, why don't you bring up a squad?
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers?
Fuck yeah, man. There's so many of those bastards. Mighty Morphin, Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force Rangers, Ninja Storm, Jungle Fury, SPD. Crap. Samurai. That's another one. It's Lost in Space. Yeah, man. Power Rangers are dope. And you know what my favorite thing about the Power Rangers is? Green Ranger. You know why? You want to know why? Because that guy played a knife like a flute that sounded like a synthesizer through a helmet. No one said a fucking thing.
Hey.
And he just did this every single time. Never tried. It was just like diddly diddly diddly.
You forgot the part about the flute summoning a dragon Megazord.
I didn't think I needed to bring that up. But we're already on the wacky scale so high. And then a dragon shows up and it's a robot and they fight crime.
Yeah.
Wow, Power Rangers is fucking weird. I also like to, with Power Rangers, how they did the like, oh, these kids are in fucking high school in like the 90s. So you get like this like, yeah, pew 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 pew, like really Japanese kung fu super suit. And then it's like, Cynthia didn't want to go to the prom with me. And I'm just like, I need to take it. This part of the show needs to stop.
Say no to drugs.
There was a big anti-drug episode. I remember that. We all let that lion down.
What lion?
The Dare lion. Didn't you ever do the Dare thing?
No, I wasn't, did not do the Dare program.
Dude, that was so funny. I have never been offered drugs the amount of times that people told me I would be offered drugs, which is fucking disappointing.
It's disappointing?
Yeah, like, everyone's always like, people will always offer you a joint. So far, not that often. Now, strangers are not walking up to me and going, hey, do you want some weed? Never.
That shit's expensive.
Yeah, I know, right? I remember, too, they were like, careful, they'll give you candy. And, like, as an adult, I'm like, I will not. No stoner is giving anyone their weed edibles. Are you out of your mind? Especially, like, oh, a kid, an annoying thing? He's not getting it. Nah. I love that every Halloween. Watch out for edibles in your kid's candy. No.
Are the Powerpuff Girls a squad?
Yeah, man. They're a tight-ass squad. They made another sister, and she blew up, and then it never happened again.
That's terrifying.
I read Bunny was like the hardest part of Powerpuff because she just they wanted a sister, they got a sister, and then she was a monster.
You mentioned unit before.
Unit?
Yes. Where's your unit? In my pants? Beavis and Butthead was a weird movie.
Yeah. But
when you mentioned that, would the State Alchemists count in Full Metal Alchemist?
I mean, I guess I would be like a squad or like a unit, but they never really worked like together per se.
Ishval.
That's different, and we don't talk about that.
Why not?
Because Colonel Mustang would be very upset with you right now if you brought it up.
Do
Do you know how much it hurts him? You see that look in his eyes?
It
we don't talk about it, bro. We just don't.
And
it's like we don't talk
would
about.
Rejoice if you talked about it.
It's like we don't talk about Nina Tucker.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. There's some things we don't speak of out loud, and there's some things we do, and those are two things we don't talk about.
I'll talk about them.
Don't.
We won't have to.
You are such a little asshole. I mean, I guess when they're collected together to murder a bunch of, indigenous folk, yes, you could consider them a squad. But for the most part, they kind of solo run and some of them do fucked up shit by themselves.
Yes, they do. They were human weapons.
Yeah, kind of wild. And the whole arm and suit of armor thing missing, that's always a fun shot. But let's talk about like the ones that are more like obviously like squad. What was Dai Gurren? Right? From Gurren Lagann?
Team Dai Gurren.
Team Dai Gurren, the teamiest team of the fucking team there could be. And my favorite thing about that was not only were the people on the team, those fucking robots they piloted were on the team, because I remember they'd get a robot and then like the next day it would look like the guy who piloted it.
Yep.
And it's just like the mechanic's just like, it's for flair. I love that guy. He's just like, yeah, give it hair. Why not? That way we know it's his. Like they all look different and everyone claimed it, but like, no, we got to make it look like the guy who rides it.
Look, I know we're fighting giant monsters in outer space, and most people that this guy's got machine guns on his. This guy, he's got fucking missiles. You said you wanted to use a sword.
How do you feel about a pompadour?
We gave you one, so enjoy that fucking sword.
No, dude, that was a good one. I know you haven't watched Iron-Blooded Orphans yet, but that is the spiciest Gundam that's out right now.
I have heard about it, and I do want to say that I would count the people in Gundam Wing.
Oh, well, I would count most of like Gundam, like any protagonist or even antagonist, as like a unit, because they are.
In Gundam Seed, they weren't.
Well, most Gundam
Seed was
like
actually my favorite one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your favorite Gundam from Gundam Seed?
Probably I liked the Forbidden Gundam. It was one of those lesser used ones, but it had this weird like effect that when things shot at it, it just kind of it would have that arcing effect where it'd bounce off something that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
And I just liked that. It didn't need a shield or anything to that effect. It would just kind of guard and things would bounce off from around it. It was really nice. It used a scythe and usually fought over water.
Yeah, that like where it's like blasting across the water and the waves are shooting out, that whole look.
Yeah. I just liked how it looked. The freedom was really nice too, but that was kind of because it could shoot at like 42 different things at once. It was just out of nowhere.
Who doesn't love a clusterfuck of missiles and shit, right?
True. I even got the game, and in the game, the best thing to do in the game was you'd have a long range special attack and a close range special attack. But you take that long range special attack and you get into close range with it,
right?
And then you win.
Truth. So I really like the team from the new Iron-Blooded Orphans is called Tekadon, which is what they're known as now. But they started off as like a paramilitary group on Mars called CGS. But what I like about this gang is like half of the kids who are part of this, because like I guess there's just no laws anymore, so children can be soldiers now. Most of them got this operation to have like an artificial like membrane put in their spine so they could like connect into the the machine, so they could have like a way faster reaction time. I don't know how to pronounce it because every time I read it a different way, but it's like the Ajavanya system or something or whatever. But there's like two different kinds of people in this world. There's a couple, but like the general classification is you're a person or you're human debris. And what human debris is like basically there's so much like space piracy and other nonsense that like entire ships of people will get wiped out by pirates, but they won't kill the kids. Then they take the kids or whoever doesn't want to fight and they sell them. It's basically like a slave trade, but they're known as human debris because it's like what's left over from the ship after the battle. And they're treated as like worthless. So there's like 50% human debris and then 50% like kids who had nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. And this was their thing. The series starts off with like them getting caught up in some nonsense where they go to fight and then like the adults and the rest of the group go to leave. They redirect the attack to like wipe those dudes out. They come back. They're like, hey, what the hell? And then they kill them and then they take over. And they're like, all the human debris kids are like, yeah, we're garbage. It's like, no, you're a person. And then they're like forward and they just become like this really cool unit who takes like if you do your part, you're not considered any lesser than anybody else. And in this day and age, this is like 300 years after the Calamity Wars, so there's like no Gundams really anymore. There's no Gundam frames. It's all mobile suits.
Yeah.
but they find a Gundam frame. There's a Gundam frame in the CGS warehouse that's just beat to shit, and it's the Barbatos model, which the Barbatos model of the Gundam frame was like one of those like Gundams that was like kind of alive. It would like connect to its user a little bit too much, and like it would kind of like, you know, just that, you know what I mean, like that weird sentient Gundam bullshit.
Like an Evangelion or Big O?
Kind of, yeah. But also the Barbatos model had, I think it was called reactive armor, where they could basically just change out the armor plating depending on what was happening to like suit the user better for the combat. And also too, it just like, if the armor would get destroyed, it would just pop off.
That's cool.
Making them faster. I mean, yeah, they have less armor on, but they're not like taking an uber amount of damage. It was like a rip-off.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a really, really cool series. I liked it a lot. You got a squad and you got another one? I know
Do
you
the
got
Teen
something.
Titans count?
Yeah,
I kind of have to
Titans
count.
count. Not Teen Titans Go. That's garbage.
Okay.
But Teen Titans count, yes.
Awesome.
100%.
Who was your favorite Titan?
Out of all of them?
Yeah.
Are we only talking about the show?
Yeah.
Beast Boy.
Beast Boy?
Yeah, other than like the I don't eat meat thing, yeah, Beast Boy.
Really?
Yeah. I love that guy.
Okay.
He's a good guy. Just trying to help everybody.
I was a huge fan of Masi Menos.
Masi Menos, Cinco Veras. I love those. Yeah, okay. All right. I thought you meant just like the main Titans. I would have also picked those two little fuckers. I love them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
You know who they remind me of? They kind of remind me of the pill bugs from Bug's Life.
Oh,
You
man,
fired. You fired. Figgy Soto.
fired.
Figgy Soto. Yeah, that's what they remind me of because I can't understand either of them. Great little guys.
They were the best.
Aqualad was a prick.
Kinda?
Yeah, he's like, I'm a pretty boy and I talk to fish. And then Robin's like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Because Starfire was like, he's pretty, and Robin not about it.
Yeah.
He was simping pretty hard for that space woman. Dude, the new 52 comics are so funny because like they're adults now. So like Starfire still takes everything literally. So there was like some kind of conversation in a comic panel I saw where like they were talking about him like, you know, in a joking manner, and she jumps up and she's like, no, he's very good when we have sex. And he's just like, yo, stop.
That happened in the
movie, I think.
Yeah,
actually.
the movie.
Whatever it was.
She's like, oh, he's quite proficient when he cuts her off.
So funny that she's still just like a goober. She's just like, I don't know what's appropriate.
Well, she's an alien.
She's been around for a while.
To an extent, it's not like she interacts with normal people in everyday life. She's been
Her whole team. I mean, yeah, but they're like
how normal is her team?
they know how to act though. Like generally.
It doesn't mean they do.
Do you think
They know how to act.
Do you think anyone else on that team is talking about how they're getting dogged down by another team member to anyone else so blatantly out? No, come on. She's like a big dumb dog of a person. She just doesn't know any better. And doesn't understand why to like, she knows she's in trouble when he does that, but she has no idea what she did wrong. And he can't explain it either. He'll try later. Won't work.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be like, I was complimenting you, and he'll be like, that's not the point. She'll just never get it. But yeah, Teen Titans, one of my favorite squads. Oh, Kids Next Door, bro. I haven't thought about them in years.
They count.
Dude,
They
and there's a
definitely count.
ton of them. I love how his dad was number 0.
That is really cool.
Like, just this dumb, bumbling old man was number 0.
Spoilers, by the way.
It's been literally like almost 17 years. It's not a spoiler at this point. Get out of the rock you're living under if you haven't seen Kids Next Door by this point. Stop listening to this podcast. It's not for you.
I really liked Kids Next Door, but
It's not. Did you you watch the movie where they tried to turn everyone into old people?
yeah.
And that was number 0. Obviously, because you knew what I was talking
His
about.
granddad,
Yeah.
I think. Grandfather.
Which was
Yeah.
funny how the grandfather was like the evil villain, but it was his grandfather. So wait, doesn't that mean he's related to the Delightful Children from Down the Lane because it's his dad's brother who's father?
Yes.
Wait, no, because the Delightful Children from Down the Lane aren't
There's
actually
Sector Z.
Yeah, so they're not actually father's children.
No, they were actually they were made that way by the goodification ray.
Yeah,
I believe
so
the delightful.
they're not related to Nigel in any capacity. Really.
I don't believe so. Nigel Uno.
Yeah, no. Do you think father like ever just stops being a shit?
No.
Well, because they reunite at the end and like turn around to defeat the grandfather. Like, you think he reformed after that to be like a member of the family?
No, I think he was. No, I don't think so.
Why not, man? He had his redemption arc.
He did have his
and he didn't die
arc.
like Vader. He had a chance to go back to normal. Sasuke did it. Why can't Father from Kids Next Door?
I don't think he will.
Is it because the hamsters? Is it because of all the hamsters that fucked him up at different points? He just couldn't let that go.
I wouldn't.
I mean, if you're evil and hamsters. I love the hamsters too when they come out to fight and like one's got nunchucks. I'm just like, where did you get those little things? Who got those for you?
2x4 technology.
2x4 technology. It's such, dude. I loved it. Those kids, great. Dumb.
They were awesome.
They were great. Did you ever play the MMO? The little online game that they had on CartoonNetwork.com when CartoonNetwork.com was lit.
Where you had to pick which one you played as and then make it through the treehouse as that one fighting a specific villain based on that person.
No.
Number 4 had Toilinator.
No, that was like an online Kids Next Door game, but they literally made like you made your own agent and you played through a storyline.
I think I vaguely started that, but my computer wasn't good enough for me to
Most
play through
people's
it.
computers were not at the time. I couldn't run it. I downloaded it and like tried to play it for like 2 weeks. Nothing came. Couldn't get it. Could not get it to function. Broke my heart. Can't play it now.
Did you watched Megas XLR? Would you call them a squad?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Coop, Jamie, and
Nope.
Kiva.
No.
You wouldn't call
You know
them
why?
Why?
He's a big idiot who's literally just like, hey, I heard her. I'm going to put a car on a robot for funsies.
Hey, he knows how to drive that robot.
His buddy has nothing better to do than hang out with him. And then the
He
space
literally
woman's
does
like,
nothing.
give me the robot. And they're like, no, they're not a squad. They just happen to get stuck together. And she's like, well, they're not that bad. But at the whole time, it's like, you guys are idiots. Give me the goddamn robot. I
It's
have
for
to go back to the
important shit,
future.
yeah.
And they're like, it's attached
my
to my
robot.
car. It's my robot. Here's the title. Honestly, dude, if I was her, I would have just shot him. I would have shot both of them. Because you know what? You're going back to the future with the giant robot. Who's going to... What's going to happen?
She might change the future by killing them.
Yeah, but you get the robot back. Also, that's not how time works. Watch
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I have seen
That's
Doctor
the
Who.
official explanation for it. Everyone has agreed that is the correct explanation.
Everyone has agreed.
Yeah, it's an overwhelming yep, that's the one that makes the most sense. The Butterfly Effect is a bad movie.
I didn't like the butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's why you like Doctor Who, because the time makes sense, because that's how time works. So fabric.
I also like Doctor Who because of the mystery, and I like Doctor
Eccleston.
Who. What?
And Eccleston.
No, I didn't start with Eccleston. I've seen.
Did you start with Tennant?
I started with Tennant.
I like
Tennant was
Eccleston.
Tennant roped me. Eccleston is a great doctor.
Eccleston was a great doctor. You know what made me mad? I started watching Doctor Who and they took it off Netflix, and now I just haven't ever tried to find it again.
That's awful.
Yeah. I got to Tennant. Just got to Tennant.
I kind of like Matt Smith, but not as much as Eccleston or David Tennant.
They were
David
just
Tennant's
really good
always
at
going to
it.
be up there.
They had that doctor vibe. Would you call that a unit? Because they always had companions.
They did always have a companion, but I feel like just
So also, okay, so what really makes up a unit? Because everything else that we've listed so far, there's some kind of official capacity. Even Kids Next Door, that's an organization. So is that the thing? It's got to be a group that brings together smaller groups into a bigger group.
I would say a squad would be a group of between 3 and 8, maybe 10 people, but a unit would be a fully functional, multi-layered hierarchical division. I guess.
Yeah, no, because obviously the Survey Corps is a lot larger than the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But then you ever see the Warriors? That gang movie from the 80s?
I did not, but I have heard of it.
Is that a squad?
They were actually a gang.
Yeah, that's why I said gang movie. But is that a squad?
They're too big to be a squad. I just said
all right. I get it. Wait, there was only no, there were 12 of them, I think, actually.
There were enough for there to be a really lame beat 'em up game with hundreds of them.
Hey, that game was fun as hell. You shut your mouth. I played that so much, and you got all that cool backstory. How dare you?
That kid, it started with a kidnapping scene right out of Double Dragons.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's a fucking video game based on a movie from the 1980s. And also it was a book.
It was a book.
So that was
also.
like the precursor from the book to explain the pre-story.
The pre-story.
Yeah, so go bother the author.
No.
Yes, don't yell at the developers. That was a good game.
Yeah, sure it was. It was as good as E.T.
You're an asshole. Yeah, you are an asshole. That's like so far different in bad. Like that's the worst. How dare you?
Very
Did you
easily.
even play through the game?
I played through the old one. I didn't play through the new one.
What new one?
They remade it.
They remade it?
They remade it. Yeah.
Wait, not ET. We're talking about the Warriors game.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they wanted to update the graphics, I guess.
I don't know. It was a kind of like a cult hit, you know? I
Yeah.
didn't know a lot of people who knew about that video game.
I was not a fan.
You suck.
You suck.
I mean, again, though, you don't like anything that's not like fairies or big titties for the most part.
There's other things too. What about zombies?
Jill Valentine has a rack.
You know what? One of the most important things about Jill Valentine when she was a character in Resident Evil 1 was that she was not sexualized. Not in any way.
Yeah, but like, she had a rack. And as the graphics updated...
She was a girl.
Yeah. She's a fit zombie killing woman. Tell me that doesn't wiggle your thing a little.
Would you? Okay, the point of Jill Valentine was that she was not sexualized. They changed it in the third game when they gave her a tube top and a skirt.
Matt,
but
how much
that
Dojin
wasn't
art are you hiding in your computer of Jill Valentine?
I have no art in my computer. About
Not in
Jill
his
Valentine.
computer. He's smarter than that. Puts it in his phone because you can't get a virus. He's not going to get a virus.
Because it's not like people. I don't
Yeah.
let you people use my phone all the time.
Can I see that real quick?
No.
Yeah, that's where all the Dojin art is. Hey, no shame. She's a piece. But I'm just saying. She got racked.
She was in our list of. Did we do the list of popular female protagonists? Did
Yeah.
we do one of
Yeah, I
those?
think she was like the fourth
She
or
was
fifth
like
one we
number
mentioned.
4, number 5 on the list. I think
Something like that,
One of the
yeah,
most
yeah.
recognizable female protagonists in video games.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we're getting like way off track. Let's pop back for a minute. Back to anime because we did a couple of video games. Fairy Tail is a big proponent of like squads because there's all these different wizard guilds, good guilds and bad guilds.
Would you say the main group? I haven't seen Fairy Tail myself. Would you say the main protagonist group is a squad? Would you call them one?
So like within the guild there's like there's a lot of pairings. So the main character has his little blue cat that he's buddies with, and then that girl Lucy who summons the keys. They're like a little like adventuring squad, but then they also work with like the Grey Buster and Urza Scarlet.
Are they like are they like is that like a later thing? Do they join the group later, or do they all start?
So those people that I all mentioned are pretty much in it the whole time, but they do like gain members as it goes on, and some from like guilds that they fight with and like defeat, like because they're like bad guys or whatever. But like the pairings all happen in different like aspects and like depending on what they're doing. But yeah, I would consider them like individual squads among a bigger unit because the guild is like a couple hundred strong.
Okay.
But it's like the couple hundred is like other wizards who you don't fucking care about and have no names and like nothing to do with anything. And then there's like a group of like 30 or so odd like cool, powerful wizards that you pay attention to.
Cool, powerful ones.
Yeah.
Like, with names.
Yeah, like Natsu Dragneel, who's like a fire dragon slayer, and then Grey Buster, who does ice maker magic. Urza Scarlet does requip magic, where she just changes her weapons and armor all the time. There's a whole bunch. But
Okay.
like, they're a big guild, but no one cares about the other like 180, 200. You know, they're like, whatever, you're just a guy. Your name's Dennis, and you shoot shit out of a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Magic Man.
Dennis.
Razzmatazz.
Abracadennis.
Turn and push. Abracadaniel.
Abracadaniel.
Turn and push.
Okay, what about the Straw Hat Crew?
Yeah,
Straw
I mean,
Hat Crew.
that's a squad.
They have to be. They would have to be considered a
They're a
squad.
bunch of outlaws, bro, and they
They're
ride
pirates,
around on a
yeah.
pirate ship, yeah.
Called the Merry
And they
Go.
fly under a flag. That's a squad. That's a gang. That's a squad gang. That's a gang squad.
The gang squad.
I had coffee, and I'm really fucking hyped now.
Yeah, you seem pretty wired.
Yeah, well, that was good coffee. Kudos to Alex, king of the cup.
Thank you, bro.
My man, that's fucking mint.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
I'll make you guys coffee anytime.
Thank you. I need it, especially with this guy.
What about this guy?
You make me tired. If it's not tired, it's a migraine.
Okay, I know you mentioned Power Rangers before, but in the anime vein, there's something we have that's very, very similar. What am I gonna say?
What are you gonna say that's similar to Power Rangers but an anime? It's not My Hero.
How about Voltron?
Oh, yeah. I ignored Voltron because of Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was kind of up
I was
there
like,
myself.
why would I watch GoBots when I can go watch Transformers?
Transformers were a squad? The Autobots?
Hell fucking yeah, they were. Optimus motherfucking Prime.
We can't leave them out.
No, we don't. I don't think we've ever talked about Transformers really before.
No.
Optimus Prime is dude. So you never met Lenny, and he was a good friend of mine way back, and he was super obsessed with Transformers. I mean, like, he had a small bedroom, and like it was a bed, a table, and then a dresser with a TV on it, and literally like another dresser, and then every square available inch of space was covered in Transformers. Like, Matt, covered. Like, I think when I went in his room for the first time, I was like, yo, how much do you got in here? He's like, this is like $12K worth of Transformers. That, like, just think about that for a second.
12K.
Yeah. And there was a lot. So just think how many that is. Like, literally no, like, available space that you could see. It was all just Transformers. Wild.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So he showed me the 1980s movie where Optimus Prime dies, and then the Transformer Hot Rod gets the Allspark and turns into Hot Rodimus Prime.
What?
It's the stupidest fucking name. But he just basically turns into like beefy sports car Optimus Prime with a different face, and his name is Hot Rodimus Prime.
Really?
Yeah, that's the 80s for you, bro. Cool movie. Really bitchin' soundtrack. But
You're talking about like vehicles and shit, and it's making me think about Zoids, because the Blitz team was a squad.
that's definitely a fucking squad. I remember watching a shit ton of that, and I'm mad that I remember like almost nothing.
Really?
I remember there was a white cat and a blue cat and a black cat.
The
with
white
red.
the white cat was the Liger Zero.
Yeah.
The blue cat was the Command Wolf.
Yeah. And what was the black one with the red on him?
The black one was the Shadow Wolf. That was the replacement for the blue one. There was this geeky guy on the team who would fly a pterodactyl called a Terrace until he got until he got the green pterodactyl, which was called a Rainos. There was the fucking the chick. I think her name was Lena. She had a bison, like it was a bison. But then she swapped it out for this raptor-looking thing.
Probably the better choice.
They both had lots and lots of missiles and guns on them.
I mean, didn't they all?
No. The Liger Zero didn't have.
Oh yeah, it just had knee blades.
It had the two cannons that he installed himself. But aside from that, there was the Strike Laser Claw. The Shadow Wolf had tons and tons of shit. But I think they stole that from another team, if I remember right.
Would you consider the Yugi gang a squad?
Not really.
No. Is it because Joey Wheeler's so fucking stupid?
It's because half of their squad, so to speak, is actually cheerleaders.
Tristan and Joey both duel only, and even
Tristan barely duels. Taya barely duels,
but she dueled more than Tristan.
She did duel more
with her
than
shitty
Tristan.
little fairy angel deck that beat Mai once, I think.
Yeah, because Mai surrendered.
Yeah, she was like, "This is dumb. You're dumb. I hate this." Meh. I love how Joey Wheeler was always like, "I'm so good at the magic cards, Yugi. I'm good at these monster cards." No,
you're not.
No, you're not. You just go against people who are really shitty at the monster cards. Also, dude, like, so Yami's power was to bring whatever card he needed to the top of the deck. So he cheated the whole time. Do you think he could affect other people's decks? Because, like, Joey Wheeler shouldn't have gotten the cards he got ever. He didn't know how to shuffle for shit.
His luck was his thing.
No. Yami's fucking doodly pyramid was his thing.
Doodly pyramid.
I mean, realistically, why wouldn't it work on another deck when he's the master of games? Like, it's a fucking card. Whatever.
Mind Crush.
Yeah, joke's on you. There's nothing in there.
Damn, my one weakness.
Bang. Bullets, also your one weakness. I feel like most anime antagonists like could solve their problems with a Glock. Can you imagine if there was like a sniper on the top of Hogwarts Castle during the attack?
There were actually guns in Yu-Gi-Oh that were censored out hilariously.
I know.
Invisible guns.
Yeah. Hey you. Oh man. Oh yeah. So what was there? Another one that I had that was a really good one. Crap.
I have a couple.
The
You got
most,
a couple?
Yeah.
What you got?
My favorite squads.
Wait, can I take a guess?
What?
Is it the Samurai Pizza Cats?
No, that's pretty cool though.
I do like Samurai Pizza Cats. What you got?
All right, I was gonna say I really like Foxhound.
Foxhound? What is that?
Metal Gear Solid reference.
Oh.
All the villains, it's like this organization, this like special forces unit of really wackadoo freaks that have superpowers and shit, and they're like interesting characters.
No shit. The only Metal Gear Solid I played where the villain was the governor of Colorado, and you had to fight him. He looked like a weird,
like a WWE wrestler.
he looked like a desk job John Cena who did not stop the juice. As accurately as I could describe him from memory. You got another one, man?
Noble Team.
Oh, dude, Noble Team. I was just talking about these guys the other day. Noble Team is like, Reach is the best Halo.
Yeah, Reach is rad.
I don't care what anybody says. Reach is the best Halo.
For me, it's 1-3 Reach, but
That's fair.
I go with ODST.
Reach just hits me.
Dude, the unsung hero, ODST.
Yep.
You know what the one thing I didn't like about that game was?
What?
Is that...
Hard?
No, I liked ODST as like the game in itself, but like that was a time when I didn't like really do any research into games. Like I just waited for them to come out.
Yeah.
So like when I saw ODST, I was like, oh, cool. We finally get a Halo game where we're fighting in like a legitimate warscape and we're part of like a unit that's not the Spartans. Right. That's a little bit better than the Space Marines. Right. So cool. We're going to get to see like battlefields and like insertion and then it was like run around the city and don't get caught and find your team. Right. And I was like, this is cool. It's just not what I wanted. Right. That's the only problem I had with that game. I thought ODST was pretty pimp. I liked the only one other thing too is like the power rating seemed kind of off because like ODST were just like the special units of humans, but they could take like a brute punch to the face.
Yes and no though. Like that game was brutally difficult in a way.
It was.
Like you couldn't throw any grenade any distance like Master Chief could.
Right. No.
You know they really found a way to make you feel like.
It was all very accurate.
Yeah, you died so quick.
Oh, dude, yeah.
The access, the weapons are so scarce in that game. You're constantly picking up all these weapons with like 5 shots left. The whole game. Like they make it very.
It was very stressful, and I don't know. It was really cool, but like I honestly, if ODST instead would have been like the war game I was hoping for, I think I would have liked it better. Because I mean, how cool would it have been? Because also too, I don't know if you remember, but they were doing all those like live action teaser trailers before. Yeah. You remember right before? Dude, it was dope. But you remember that one that dropped right before like the game was even announced, where they were like on a battlefield?
Yeah, it was incredible.
And then they were like, "Hey, Halo ODST is coming out." I'm like, "Oh, cool! It's gonna be that."
Dude,
like
those are the most epic fucking trailers.
Bro, I would have loved to be just like jumping over barricades, like blasting brutes as there's a whole bunch of dudes running by me. Like Call of Duty means Halo. Why couldn't I got that?
What they use for the ODST training clips and stuff, those are Hungarian people.
No shit.
Yeah, so that was shot in Hungary. Those are all Hungarian actors.
Damn, that's fire.
Yeah,
dude, yeah, I love all the Halo live action stuff. Bungie, come back and make the game I wanted, please.
343 is on...
Yeah, but 343 made the bad Halo games.
Alright, look, I know it's just a teaser, but I was looking at some rumor forums and stuff, and I saw the 4K, screenshots.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably PC, and yes, it's rezzed out and on some crazy machine.
Yeah.
Still, though, like, it looks like they listened to fans. They took a little bit of time, they etched it out, cleaned it up. It looked really nice, honestly. The dynamic range alone was incredible. I
mean, I have been missing Halo, so maybe we'll get in on that squad honestly, and report back.
As a diehard fan of Halo and someone who's played more hours than they probably should have, I am like, yeah, fuck it.
I feel it. I probably played the Reach campaign like 30 times.
Yeah. It's a good campaign.
Dude, it's the only thing I really don't like about that campaign is how they get rid of Cat in the most bullshit way. Like, everybody else gets this cool way to go, and they're like, haha, nope. Didn't deserve that shit. Yeah, I've read a couple of the books. A couple different ones. Not all of them.
Where, like, in the Fall Reach, like, Master Chief, he's, like, for working out.
Yeah.
In some kind of crazy G, like, gym.
Yeah. And they're...
Something, like, for your Dragon Ball Z or something.
Yeah, the time chamber.
The hyperbolic time
Yeah,
chamber.
that one.
Yeah, that. But also, how like Vegeta has his like capsule, which
Yeah.
he can turn up the fucking G's and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's something like that, and Master Chief straight fucks up, pretty much kills 4 ODST guys.
Yeah,
They
I
were
mean,
talking shit,
Orbital drop shock
Troopers
troopers.
project, some top secret thing they're owned by the government or whatever. Down there, they were like harassing him,
well, you don't like.
and then they fight.
Yeah, like why would you poke the like damn near demigod fucking monster destroyer of like literally everything that's not a human being? Why would you taunt that thing? He's not even a human.
I wouldn't taunt him.
No, it's like taunting Doom Guy.
Or Goku.
Goku would just laugh, because he'd be like, your power level is like 1. The fuck out of here. He wouldn't fight you.
And then you ruin his dinner.
Yeah, and then
then he'd fight you.
no, he'd just throw you. Goku doesn't fight unless
If he threw me, I would die.
No, man, he throw you in like a lake or something. Goku doesn't fight unless he thinks there's a challenge, because that's why Goku fights.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to prove how strong he is. So him kicking the shit out of you or me proves nothing, and he won't waste the energy. He'll just go train.
Would you
he'll
call
put
the
us
Z
on
Fighters a squad?
a fucking course. Those guys rolled up to every big bullshit event together.
They kind of did.
Dude, you roll with your squad when the world's about to end.
Even though half of them died every time.
Not like half, like just the bad ones.
Just the bad ones.
Eventually, you got to just stop bringing Yamcha back.
No. They brought him back every time.
Yeah, but then he just stopped fighting.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to keep bringing him back. They were just like, dude, stop. Just go run a karate school or something. Get the fuck out of here.
What he did, I think he became a baseball player, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he stopped being a baseball player because he wanted to go join the tournament. Yo, so that was a Dragon Ball Super. I know you haven't watched it yet. You should watch it. It's very good. But like one thing they didn't need to do, and it made me laugh, but I felt bad for Yamcha because I thought he was cool when I first got introduced to him, is like Goku's going around and getting everybody together for the Tournament of Power, and he goes and gets Krillin and Tien and Chaozu and like yada yada. And he gets everybody.
Uh-huh.
And Yamcha's just like, oh, he's probably going to come get me next. Any minute now. Any minute now. Yeah, he'll be here. And then like the episode where they go to hell and they're like, Frieza, listen, we'll let you out and you can kill people, but you gotta be a good boy. And he's just sitting in his house like, I wonder where they are. They're gonna be here soon. And like he finally figures out they're not coming because it's like, yeah, they left. And he's like, and they didn't call me? And they're like, why would they call you? Like Yamcha's so disillusioned to the fact that he's like the worst out of the whole Z crew, and they're
he's like, I'm one of them.
and they're like, no, you're not. It's like Yan Shirobi. Why would they take Yan Shirobi? He doesn't expect to go places.
No, but he just lives on Korin's tower and eats senzu beans.
Yeah, bro. He knows his place. No one cares about Yamcha. If he just fucked off and played baseball forever, no one would give a shit. He's not even like part of the show.
And
Just
not
there.
really at this point.
I feel like the turtle on Master Roshi's Island got more screen time than Yamcha did.
In Dragon Ball, Yamcha got all kinds of screen time.
Yeah, I know, but like after that when like it was more important. Even Puar was on the screen more than Yamcha was.
I doubt that.
Puar didn't get blowed up by a Cyberman and had to keep kicking around. He had nowhere to go. He hung out with the fucking pig guy. Whatever his name is.
Oolong.
T?
Oolong.
Yeah, T.
No,
What?
just Oolong.
N-long?
Oolong.
T.
Oolong.
T.
Oolong.
T.
The pig guy's name was Oolong.
Yeah, T.
No,
You sure?
I'm sure.
Did he have a last name? Did you see his driver's license?
I did.
I don't think he did.
I did.
I think you're a liar. You're not a police officer. Why would he show it to you? He's also an anime character. How did you get in there?
Just because he's an anime character doesn't mean he doesn't have a license.
That's fair. Oh, okay. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
A squad that doesn't have to deal with anything dangerous, would you consider Rocket Power a squad?
No.
You wouldn't consider Rocket Power a squad. They hung out with each other exclusively. They did all that X game shit with each other exclusively. And anytime there was some kind of event, they joined as a team exclusively. You're going to tell me Rocket Power isn't a squad?
Yeah, but you said they didn't do anything dangerous.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't consider that like the squad?
Totally.
Yeah. That's a squad.
They're a squad.
That's just they didn't have to deal with like, you know, nuclear bombs or robots or Resident Evil or parasites that come from space. They were just like, hey, dude, I just want a fucking skateboard.
Okay.
That to me is they're a squad, bro. And their dad and the Hawaiian guy were always stoned. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, they were high as hell. That
Tito-
show was for
Tito
potheads.
and Raymundo.
Yeah, that was a show for potheads before they knew they were potheads. 100%.
We don't know that.
Hey, dude, it was Sublime, the Nickelodeon TV show. Would you consider Danny Phantom Gang Squad?
I kind of do.
Because they all kind of get in on it, and when his parents find out that he's a ghost at the end, they also join in on the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, squad.
I kind of want to call it would be, the squad would basically just be Danny, Sam, and Tucker, right?
No, the sister joined in.
She did, Jazz.
Yeah, she started helping for a couple seasons, and then the parents eventually jumped in when they found out he was Ghost Boy.
Yeah. I don't know.
What happens when he dies? Can he die?
I don't think he can.
You see that, like, he aged. But, like, how long does he age? Because he's technically dead.
He's technically...
He died in that thing.
No, he probably... I bet he doesn't age when he's in ghost form.
Well, no, but he, like,
Which
I
would
mean,
just
like,
cause him to
aging as a
age slower.
human. Yeah, because he turns into evil Danny Phantom, but, like, relatively, if he doesn't go evil Danny Phantom, he still ages.
Yeah.
But does he die? Because he's part... does Vlad die?
I don't think
Like,
so.
what happens to a half ghost?
I think the ghost... I think how that went was... For Vlad, the ghost... Danny got a hold of his dad's... like some kind of gloves you could use to rip the ghost out of someone if they were being overshadowed. But he used it to rip the ghost out of himself. And the ghost that he ripped out of himself was kind of evil and decided to steal the gloves and rip the ghost out of Vlad and then absorb it. And I think that was the premise of one of the movies.
That was like the evil Danny.
I don't think that Vlad ever got his ghost back, though.
No, but I mean, like, outside of that timeline where that didn't actually happen.
Then I don't think Danny can die,
But, like, he can age.
but I don't think he can die.
Yeah, but, like, so how's that going to work for that kid? Is he going to be, like, 9 million years old and be, like, a decrepit, like, that fucking fish from SpongeBob?
No,
Chocolates!
He'll probably end up like Clockwork. Do you remember Clockwork from that movie?
Yes. Oh, he's going to be a spooky... No, but that guy was a ghost.
He was a ghost, but he was a ghost baby, and then a ghost person, and then a ghost old person, and
Yeah,
then a
but
ghost baby again. a
Wasn't
ghost
that
old- he would
supposed to
just
be
kinda-
a throw out for, like, the spooky Spectre version of Kronos?
Yeah.
So, but that how would that's not Danny Phantom. He's not gonna like be the new Kronos. He's just gonna be like forever dead man ghost.
I think he would just revert. I don't think that he would be.
You think he goes through like a life cycle and then starts over?
I don't think it's like that. I think that he would, if his human portion like died, his ghost portion would live on in the ghost zone.
Wouldn't his ghost portion just live on in his body, possessing it? Because that's technically what it's doing anyway.
It would probably be very difficult to overshadow a dead person.
Corpse that has like nothing to fight against the possession. It's already in there too.
Yeah, but a corpse is going to start to rigor mortis. And a person that's alive is not going to do that. So you could probably control a living person.
But he's already dead, so he's not living.
So I know, but if you inhabit someone as a ghost, if you overshadow someone, yes, if they're alive, you would have a consciousness to fight against. But if they were dead, you would be fighting the biological decay of their own body.
But it's him within himself, and he's already dead. Technically, he's already a corpse.
He's overshadowed himself before.
Yeah, but technically, he's already within inside himself, and he's already a corpse because he died, but he's not degrading or rotting. But he is a corpse. He died in that tube.
I don't think so.
Yeah. That's why he turned into a ghost, because he basically just got ripped in half. Like, he died in that tube, man.
I don't think he
I will
did.
send you the articles that explain it to a T.
Okay.
Died in that tube, and we can talk about this more on the next episode of a podcast. I don't have any more squads. Do you have any more squads?
I'm sure there are more squads we can mention.
You got more squads?
Yeah.
All right, hit us with some more squads. We'll round out this time.
Okay, so the squad that I like, obviously, is the crew from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, damn! How do we forget about the Cowboy Bebop crew?
Throw in the mix, obviously, Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo crew.
So those are two. But going back to Cowboy Bebop, you guys were talking about people are dead, but not really dead, but are kind of dead. However, it made me think of Cowboy Bebop, where that kid got hit by the meteorite, and he stays a kid forever.
Oh, yeah.
Game.
And then they finally... Did they kill him at the end of that episode?
They
figure
did
out?
kill him.
But he, like, pretty much died. He got hit by a meteorite.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, and he was like wheeling around that dude in the wheelchair thing. Yeah, but they did they kill that kid at the end of that episode?
He did kill that
I
kid.
don't
They
think
figured it
he
out.
I think the kids killed people, but he killed himself by mistake, like get shot. I don't know.
Yeah, no, because Spike Spiegel tricked him like that to kill what I think he had to shoot himself or the guy or something. I don't know. It was spooky hoodoo magic, but it happened.
It was a cool episode, though.
Yeah, no, Cowboy Bebop is a lit squad. How the fuck did we not even think about that?
I don't think of them as a lit squad because they fight amongst themselves.
Guardians of the Galaxy, bro.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like life and death. Like, oh, hey, maybe if you give me an extra couple $100, I'll save your life this time.
They're mercenaries. They need money, and Faye is a bitch.
She is a bitch.
And Spike just does it to be a bitch back to her for being a bitch.
Yes.
You know, it's equal ground. Dude, we focus too much on anime and video games. We almost forgot about one of the most important squads in the history of squads.
Oh shit.
Our squad.
No.
Okay.
Least important. Oh. Yeah, I would like hurting your feelings on the air.
My
no,
feelings.
bro. The Shaggy Gang. The Scooby Gang.
The Scooby Gang.
We almost forgot about the most important squad in the squad of squads. They have been a squad since the fucking day one. A pup named Scooby-Doo all the way up to fucking What's New Scooby-Doo all the way to whatever's happening now. Those guys have been through thick and thin.
Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Yeah.
Was another one.
Dude, they fought a cyber ghost. They fought zombies. They fought witches with some hex girls.
Yeah.
They taught at a school for a little bit. Scrappy-Doo was annoying as hell.
They fought aliens.
They fought aliens. John Cena helped them. Like, that's the squad.
They fought the Joker.
They fought everything,
They helped
bro.
Batman.
They helped
Yeah.
Dean and Sam Winchester.
No.
Yes, there was a crossover episode in the later
my
seasons of
God.
Supernatural, bro. You have to watch Supernatural. It's so good.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
the Scooby-Doo episode gave me everything I've ever wanted from TV. Like, because it's funny, because Dean Winchester is trying to hit on Daphne the whole time, and she's like, nah. Like, no. Fred's like, nah. And she's also kind of disinterested, but Velma's like, I'm going to fuck that tall one. the whole episode's like, hey, Sam, you want to go in this room and look for the ghost in my skirt? And he's just like, I'm uncomfortable the whole time. But yeah, no, man, crossover episode. So good. Scooby Gang is the most lit gang. Their games were pretty flame, too.
I didn't play too many.
The only one I actually really remember playing was the cyber terrorist.
Cyber
Al Qaeda.
terrorist.
Cyber Al Qaeda.
Cyber Al Qaeda.
Yeah, the electric blue guy with the baseball. And had-
Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
Yeah, cyber terrorist.
He was a virus.
Do you ever play Scooby Doo in the Columbine shooter?
No.
That's
No, I
a
didn't.
rough game.
I bet it is.
Scooby Doo is not good at dodging bullets. Do you think Scooby Doo and Marmaduke would ever team up?
No, I don't think they would ever team up.
Why? They're both Great Danes.
Okay, do you think that the Scooby Gang would you consider them vigilantes?
No,
Why not?
because like
They trespass to bring people to justice.
no, because they're a mystery solving gang. Because vigilantes, there's violence involved, and they don't hurt people.
A mystery solving gang. Does this mean I can bring up Mike Tyson mysteries?
I really wish you wouldn't, but yeah, why not?
Oh, that's so cool because they have their own mystery mobile
And a pigeon,
and a talking pigeon voiced by Norm Macdonald.
which is pretty great, actually.
It is hilarious. He makes the show in my opinion. But it's just Mike Tyson. It's this pigeon. It's this ghost marquee guy from the 1980s,
Oh, yeah.
from the 1800s.
Wasn't he gay as hell too?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And a little Asian girl that was dropped on Mike Tyson's doorstep.
Yes.
Young he.
Yes. That was a weirdly good show. You know what I just thought about?
What?
What about temporary squads?
Like?
You ever watch Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Bro, that's like pretty much
Spider
a fucking squad. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Spider Squad, bro.
Spider
Imagine
Squad.
Teen Titans.
Yeah, we were talking about him before.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
Yeah, dude, no, you're fine.
What did he say?
Tyler just left. Tyler got tired of us and is gone now.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he got up like 20 minutes ago and never came back.
So I thought it was.
He's probably sleeping right now. He probably laid down for like 10 seconds to talk to Sam. Yeah, he's out. So yeah, nah, man, like, so temporary squads like that, or even, I mean, technically Noble Team is a good example of a temp squad.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah,
bad.
they were put together and then they were pulled right apart. Yeah, Stranger Things, that's a temp squad. The Goonies.
The Goonies.
That once you run a
The
train,
Losers Club.
once you run a train as children, you are bonded for life.
That's weird.
Dude, did you read the books?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they run a train on Beverly.
Oh my god.
It's like a bonding thing. Yeah, you didn't read the books?
No.
Yeah, they won't like obviously like put a child orgy into film, but like yeah, if you read the books, they all run a train on Beverly and that's like their like bonding moment. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, it's like weird to be like Eskimo family. You know?
I guess they were.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's a weird level of closeness.
I think that the clown is more metaphorical.
Yeah, no, probably. I think so. But yeah, no, that's a horrifying thing. I would not want to be the Squad in the It movies. As a child or as an adult. Either one. I couldn't handle it. I would have done what the guy did and killed himself. I would be like, nope. Nope. Ain't doing it. Nah. Can't.
How
Bang.
awful. How awful.
That's fine, bro. Yeah, I think we hit them too.
We did hit the Powerpuff Girls.
Alex, did you fall asleep while we were talking?
I was just, busy being a producer.
I feel you. Dude, it's a demanding job. Tyler got so tired out he had to take a nap.
How about Ed and Eddie?
That's a squad because they just try to scam the shit out of everybody all the time for jawbreaker money. You know what the thing? You know what the thing too about that like pissed me off? Jawbreaker's a quarter.
Yeah.
Why the fuck didn't they just ask their parents for a quarter?
Because it was easier to get it from the...
Obviously not, because they never did.
I don't know. Did you ever see his parents?
Do you remember one episode where they actually were able to get a jawbreaker?
Yes.
When?
There were a couple of them, actually.
I don't remember a single
There was
one.
one of them with the Slovak Jawbreaker 2-pack that Ed ordered that finally arrived.
Oh, and they had to share it. That was gross.
That
Because they
was
have giant
gross.
tongues.
Tyler did die.
Oh, yeah, what happened, man? Did you like lay down and forget you had to come back in here? You taking a big poop? He was taking a squad poop.
Squad. He took a poop for me because he knows I can't
He took
poop.
a shit for everyone in this room because he is our true friend.
That was very nice of you,
Thank
Tyler.
you,
I
Tyler.
appreciate that.
You're a good guy. I don't care what Matt says about you all the time when you're not in the room. Yeah, finally put you on the spot. That's what you got. How do you like that? How do you like that?
You know what? His favorite squad is our squad. And Andy totally shot it down.
No.
That's so shitty.
He went.
Yeah, it was.
He went our squad, which means this. He was leaving everybody else out in the room.
You don't know that, and you shot it down too early to find an answer. So fuck
I know that
off.
because you're backed into a corner right now, and you'll grab at any straws you can grasp when they're handing you straws.
Okay, if I was
Like a
grasping at
wild
straws, I would be
McDonald's
throwing them at
straws.
you.
Yeah, that's fine. You got any more squads? I don't have any more squads.
I think I'm. If,
Oh! Shaolin Showdown. That's the last one I could think of.
They did great.
Oh,
they
dude,
were great.
I love how one of them was just like big dumb kung fu Texan
Yes,
with his 10-gallon hat, and then just like dumb yellow monk child.
kind of.
Yeah, he had the same like thing that Starfire had, where he didn't understand simple things, like basic context clues.
Yes, that sounds right.
Well, you know what, Matt? I think we've talked about a lot of cool squads, and you know what? I'm sorry. Our squad is pretty cool.
Thank you.
Don't fucking cry about it tonight.
I'm gonna.
Because you're sleeping like 2 feet away from me, and I don't want to hear you crying.
You are gonna hear everything
I'm gonna
because
hear
you are in my
snoring. I'm
squad.
gonna hear you snoring for sure.
Oh, of course
Like
you
you're trying
are.
to kill children.
You make it sound like you didn't snore either.
I didn't say I didn't. I'm just excluding that fact because we're not talking about me right now.
I
But
see.
thank you for coming and chatting about squads. If you guys can think of any cool squads to talk about, send them out to us. We definitely could do another one of these because I'm sure there's plenty more.
Yeah, I'd be about doing another one of these.
Yeah, but thanks for listening. Thanks for catching us on Spotify, Apple, iTunes.
Let us know your favorite squad.
Oh, please do. I'm always curious to hear about people's favorite of things. But yeah, so thanks for listening. Just make sure, remember, like, share, subscribe, tell everybody, tell your friends, tell your mailman, tell the waitress at the restaurant you're not supposed to be at anymore. You know, just get the word out.
Yeah. and tip that waitress too.
Yeah, make sure to check out the other podcasts. We've got Matt on Let's Try Something New, and then we've got the gas station with white t-shirt and T-Money. And yeah, check out our website. Our boys work pretty hard on it. It's hiberdproductions.com. How do we spell that again?
HIBYRD
Productions@.com. Don't put the at in there. I was like, oh, the email? Yeah, no, just .com. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, Patreon. Check out Matt's Fet Life. The new tag name is now Fat Big Daddy 6969XX420. Nice.
You forgot the long dong trim chaser.
No, I had to change that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you kept getting requests from like someone called Short Muff Muncher, and it was like repetitive. I had to kill it.
Why?
I don't know, man. It was scary. It was like a picture of a clown.
You don't like clowns?
And that was it.
You don't
It was
like
just-
clowns?
Do you want a clown to do things to you like that?
Is she hot?
No, and it was a man.
Oh.
So definitely not. No, not even a little. No, he was a clown. Clown. There's no hot clowns.
You don't know that.
I have never seen a hot clown.
Just because you've never
if
seen
you've
one
ever
doesn't
seen
mean
a
they're
hot
not
clown,
real.
please reach out. Let us know where, why, and how. Oh wait, actually, I have seen a hot clown.
There.
You ever watch the movie Grind?
No.
It's a skateboarding movie that Bam Margera is in. It's about these dudes who want to become professional skateboarders. Yeah, thank you. I love Sweet Lou. No one knows this movie. So they follow this like who was the skater they were following around?
The skater fault.
The professional skater they were following his tour. Jimmy something?
Stewart.
Jimmy no.
Jimmy Mullins?
No, it was a famous skateboarder. Stop. They're following a skateboarder around basically, and Bam Margera is part of the tour, and he's an asshole. But they get in all these wild shenanigans, and then like the gross dude of the group, he's like, "We got to go home and see my parents," and they're clowns. He's like, "We're gonna go see the clowns," and then the sister is hot as hell, but she is also a clown.
Okay.
Hot clown. I think I have that DVD somewhere. I'll show it to you.
I think that any clown in Atlanta before air conditioning was an extremely hot clown.
Good night, everybody. Cue theme music.
Da 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 da. Wrong theme music.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's okay. The sheet's over the cage. You can go to bed now, little bird. All right. What did it cost you?